It's Wednesday morning. We're midway through the week. We have some great stories for you to enjoy today. Let's take a look.
Today in our Horsing Around segment, Dr. Chris Blevins from the Veterinary Health Center at Kansas State University talks about foundering in horses. Learn what it is, what the various causes can be, how to examine your horse, and when to call in your local veterinarian. Then we hear about the USDA's new micro-loan program that offers low-interest loans to small-scale startup farmers and ranchers. Learn what these loans can be used for and how to apply for them.
Closed captioning brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff Progress, powered by Kansas farmers.
This segment is brought to you by Roy Fry Western Lifestyles, dressing Northeast Kansas their Western best for almost 60 years.
Hello and welcome to Horsing Around. I'm Dr. Chris Blevins here at Kansas State University Veterinary Health Center at Kansas State College of Vet Med. And today we're going to talk about founder. As previously on some other shows, we've talked about different things that could cause founder, including equine metabolic syndrome. So now I'm just going to get in a little bit more details about founder and soreness of front feet, because I think that's something that owners especially need to understand and know, especially coming into the spring season, like those horses that might have sensitivity of grass founder and those things. Also, as we have previously mentioned, is due to, or we have found, the equine metabolic syndrome is the kind of the topic or that aspect that causes it. And so what does an owner need to do and realize what needs to be done to examine their horse to see if the horse is foundered or is getting sore on its front feet? Most horses, once they get sore on their front feet, are going to rock back on their back feet and off of their front feet. And so that's something that you can kind of watch a horse as they walk around, or even as they're pivoting side to side or turning around, is if they're trying to come off of their front feet. And so that is something to kind of examine or see the horse while it's out walking around. The other thing would be a more closer examination of your horse and to see if it has elevated digital pulses. Checking on those pulses, usually we check just on each side of the sesamoid bones or at the fetlock or ankle, and if they become bounding, you can really feel those pulses, then you need to really start talking to your veterinarian, even if you have any, you start noticing some of those things, and that you as an owner can monitor to see if it is causing a problem, possibly due to founder. There's other things that will cause bounding pulses in the horse's feet, but it's something you as an owner probably need to know at least how to examine your horse and your horse's feet. The other thing is a farrier. A farrier might be able to tell you, you know what, when I'm trimming this horse's feet, it's really sensitive in that area, or even turns a little bit more pink when they start trimming. And so if a farrier mentions that to you, you might do some more investigating and probably get your veterinarian involved to decipher if your horse is foundering, mild founder, or even more severe foundering that may compound later on as time progresses. So those are just some things that you need to make sure at least to understand. The other thing is heat. So just checking to see if the foot feels warmer than the other foot. Usually it's going to be bilateral, so both front feet. So if both front feet feel warm, you need to be able to compare that to the back feet. And so just something else that you can do on those aspects of monitoring and examining your horse to see if there is a problem with potentially founder, or laminitis is the terminology that we use as veterinarians. Again, remember, if you have any of those questions or concerns about the horse's feet, whether it's moving around or elevated digital pulses, that you call your veterinarian and get them involved as soon as possible, because they'll be better in apt of figuring out what exactly is going on. When we come back from the break, we'll talk about what a veterinarian would potentially do with those horses that founder diagnostically and treatment-wise. I'm Dr. Chris Blevins with Horsing Around, and we'll be right back.
The Kansas State University College of Veterinary Medicine is a leader in food animal research and education. Our researchers are constantly expanding the knowledge of animal health and food safety. Through the Veterinary Health Center and the Kansas State Veterinary Diagnostic Lab, we provide practical services for animal producers. Home of the Beef Cattle Institute, the college is committed to animal welfare training and research. The Kansas State University College of Veterinary Medicine. Knowledge and service for the future of animal production.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
This hog is head over hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. Our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at BeyondTheElevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Tar Waters has what you need for all seasons for around the farm and home. Working, hunting, growing, feeding, snow removal, even fun for the kids. And a service department with experienced techs to help keep your equipment in top running condition. Tar Waters has a huge selection and the best prices. Tar Water Farm and Home, family owned and operated since 1978. They have what you need.
Soil is the life of a farm, and for 25 years, SureCrop Liquid Crop Nutrition has helped growers produce abundant quality crops while preserving and improving the soils they steward. SureCrop offers complete soil and plant analysis with cropping recommendations, delivery direct to your on-farm storage, and quality crop nutrition custom blended for your field. Choose SureCrop for the assurance of excellence for your soil. Call today or visit their website for more information. Ag AM in Kansas is brought to you in part by K-State Research and Extension. Knowledge for life.
Hello and welcome back to Horsing Around. I'm Dr. Chris Blevins here at Kansas State Veterinary Health Center at the College of Veterinary Medicine here at Kansas State University. I do equine field service, and we're going to start and continue our discussion on laminitis and founder in the horse and what a veterinarian would do in those situations. You have to remember that a lot of times that communication between you as an owner to the farrier and also to the veterinarian needs to be threefold or intertwined between the three in communication. Those things help with the diagnosis of a potential problem, if it would be founder or laminitis, meaning the same thing, and for treatment. The communication has to be within that of a veterinarian, farrier, and you as an owner in making or helping your horse live a more comfortable life if they're sore on their front feet. So whenever you notice, like we were talking about, some questionable problems with your horse and you get your veterinarian involved, what possible things would they be needing to do? One is the use of hoof testers, and that's taking an instrument and testing around the hoof capsule to see if it's sensitive. The veterinarian usually knows where the locations are that may show the sensitivity and what possibly might warrant other investigations or diagnostics based on that sensitivity to the foot. It's kind of like pinching your nail. Most of the time if you pinch your nail, you're not really going to have any response or it doesn't make you sore. But if you smash your finger with a door or a hammer and then you pinch your nail, that's going to be really sore. And so it's the same thing for the horse when they're sore in their hoof capsule. So that is one thing a veterinarian can do to decipher through hoof soreness, maybe founder or laminitis. And then the other thing to do would be possibly nerve blocks. So your veterinarian can get involved to block out the feet and make sure that's really truly where the lameness is coming from. It'd always be nice if we all could just ask our horse where they're sore and they tell us, but really we can't do that. So we need to do some of those diagnostics like a nerve block to decipher through some of that, and your veterinarian can definitely help you out with those things. As things progress through that examination, there's other things that can be done diagnostically wise, and that's doing radiographs or x-rays. And during x-rays, the thing is that we'd have to take a picture of the horse's foot and look at the bone and what the bone is doing inside that hoof capsule if it's rotating, and that's usually the cause of laminitis or founder. And you have to remember there's kind of like a Velcro of the bone to the hoof capsule, and those things can cause problems with the aspect of the foot. And so those things diagnostically can be done by the veterinarian and can then help with treatment, again bringing the farrier involved to see what we need to do to make that horse's foot comfortable. So again, communication between you, the veterinarian, and the farrier. All three need to be put together to help the horse out, especially when they're sore on their front feet. Again, I'm Dr. Chris Blevins here at Kansas State University Veterinary Health Center. And if you have any questions or maybe just wanted to shoot us or look at us on the website, don't hesitate to look at www.vet.ksu.edu and you can find us there. Or the phone number also is on that website if you want to just give us a call. Well, that's the kind of wrap up of laminitis. If you have anything that need, just let us know. And this is Horsing Around. We'll see you around.
Ag AM in Kansas is brought to you in part by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers.
We've been using Multi-Min for about 7 years. It's one of the most multi-use products that we have here on the farm. Bulls, cows, calves, weaning age cattle, just about everything on the place. If they go through the chute, they get a shot of it. The primary use that we started Multi-Min was in our donor program, in our embryo transplant program. I'd recommend Multi-Min to any producer in the cattle business. Here at Deer Valley, every animal that goes through the chute gets a dose of Multi-Min.
Dr. Dan here. Whether I'm driving up and down the roads covering the state of Kansas, or I'm getting between Riley and Manhattan for my job, I'm driving a Ford truck. I'd like you to come out and visit my friends here at Dick Edwards Ford. They have a truck that'll suit your needs, whether you're looking for power with a Power Stroke diesel, or if you're looking for fuel efficiency with the new EcoBoost engine, they got a truck that's just right for you. They're located 2 miles east of the Town Center Mall in Manhattan, Kansas, and they'll bend over backwards to help you. And I'll see you down the road.
Now another gardening tip with Annette Jackson.
For the greenest, healthiest, weed-free lawn in your neighborhood, the Fertilome Lawn Care program is the best. Fertilome Lawn Care products provide your lawn with the exact ingredients for proper fertilization and weed prevention. Jackson's friendly staff will call you to let you know when to apply the next step. We can also do it for you, so call or stop in now.
The Fertilome Lawn Care program is still available at last year's prices, but hurry, time is limited.
Get ready for the Kicker Country Stampede presented by Verizon Wireless, starring Jason Aldean, Trace Atkins. 4 days of camping and country music at Country Stampede, Little Big Town. The Pistol Annies featuring Ashley Monroe, Miranda Lambert, and Angelina Presley. Country Stampede. Take advantage of our current pricing. Use Easy Pay to split up your payments. Save money through April 30th with early bird pricing. More info at countrystampede.com.
American innovation is being driven in places you might not expect by people like Brent Hayek, an Oklahoma family farmer, who recently set a world land speed record in a Ford Super Duty pickup truck powered by renewable B20 biodiesel. Advanced performance is here, now, putting America on the fast track to more jobs and energy independence. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.
This segment is brought to you by Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego, just a short drive down the Yellow Brick Road. This segment is brought to you by the Kansas Association of Wheat Growers and the Kansas Wheat Commission. Together, we are Kansas Wheat.
Arlen, thanks for joining us this morning on the show. Microloans. What are microloans?
Okay, this is a new program that USDA, our agency, came out with in January. It's kind of been in the works for several years now, but that whole process of writing new regulations, getting a new program approved and whatnot takes quite a while. So it took it a while, but we finally got it in January. And what it is a new program to kind of target and help new and beginning folks getting started that are of a smaller scale than maybe what we would think of as our typical farm operation. Maybe those that have niche type enterprises, or maybe the folks that are doing truck gardening and going to farmers markets or producing ag products for something like that.
Is it size? Does size matter in this?
Yeah, and that's where it gets the name micro from, is that the loan limit on it is $35,000, whereas our regular operating loan limit is $300,000. And with the size being reduced so much, they've also reduced the amount of, what I want to say, the paperwork and documentation and so on that has to go with this kind of a loan. Because, you know, when you look at the big picture, is there as much risk with a loan this size as there is one with $300,000? And obviously not.
What brought this about? Is it kind of the shift in farming nowadays?
Somewhat, maybe not so much here in our area, but if you get closer to some of the urban areas, especially the eastern United States and all, there's a lot more of these size of operations. And the traditional farming, as we know it, has changed a lot in some of those areas. And our view, I guess, of what is a farm and all is kind of changing now too. And for USDA's purposes, they define a farm now as anybody who produces at least $1,000 worth of ag products in a year's time.
And that also kind of ties in with the new Ag Census that's been out. So,
yeah, Ag Census has used that for some time. We are now too, and when the program was rolled out, our people in D.C. that are the head of the program told us the biggest thing about this program that was going to challenge us was thinking about it on the bottom side and the smaller, because we've always had a family farm definition, and in the past, you know, would you consider an operation of 3 or 4 acres producing fruits, vegetables, whatever, as a real farm? A lot of people wouldn't. But now we're kind of changing our thinking in that regard.
Time frame that we're talking about here?
A time frame as far as how long?
For application?
For application, I can't tell you 100% yet, but it should be reduced from what our regular loan processing time frames are, because there is less paper, less work we have to do with it. Right now, our average loan processing time here in Kansas for this fiscal year is 22 days. I would say that it's going to be somewhat less than that for a microloan.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, let's talk about how we get these loans.
Okay.
This segment is brought to you by Tarwater Farm and Home. Come on by, we'll treat you like family.
This is the fast track to more jobs and America's energy independence. Advanced performance is here, now. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.
Soil is the life of a farm, and for 25 years, SureCrop Liquid Crop Nutrition has helped growers produce abundant quality crops while preserving and improving the soils they steward. SureCrop offers complete soil and plant analysis with cropping recommendations, delivery direct to your on-farm storage, and quality crop nutrition custom blended for your field. Choose SureCrop for the assurance of excellence for your soil. Call today or visit their website for more information.
Golf Week calls it the best course you can play in Kansas. But once you play, you'll want to stay. Go for it. Firekeeper Golf Course at Prairie Band Casino and Resort is just north of Topeka off Highway 75. Our stay and play package is worth the trip. Luxury hotel room, green fees, and golf cart for 2, starting at just $169.
Prairie Band Casino and Resort. Go for it!
I'm Dennis Tebow. My wife and I, Kathy, are the owners of Wolf Creek Cattle Company. We have grown to approximately 70 bulls.
I'm Reese Arnold. I'm the livestock manager at Wolf Creek Cattle Company. You know, these are not just like normal cattle. These cattle, they're hauled anywhere from, 8 to 10 hours a day across the United States and asked to perform. The Multi-Man 90 keeps them kind of level. It maintains and balances their system. The stress level is less when, when everything's right and working right, then they're working right.
Roy Fry Western Lifestyles brings the cowboy or cowgirl out in all of us. With a huge selection of must-have items, it doesn't matter if you're shopping for your horse, picking up some Western accessories to add that rustic charm to your home, or simply treating yourself. The knowledge and expertise to dress you your Western best is right here at Roy Fry Western Lifestyles, Highway 24 and Kansas Avenue in Topeka.
This segment is brought to you by the Kansas Association of Wheat Growers and the Kansas Wheat Commission. Together, we are Kansas Wheat.
Arlen, thanks for staying with us this morning. What are the terms and how are these loans to be used?
Okay, basically we can use a microloan for any purpose that we can make a normal operating loan, which would be like for annual operating expenses, paying your bills with that, purchase of equipment, purchase of livestock, all of those kind of things. A microloan can be set up for 1 year if it's for an annual operating expense, but up to a period of 7 years if it's for like purchase of foundation livestock, equipment, facilities, that sort of thing.
Is this something that someone who's been gardening in their backyard and sees an opportunity, great opportunity for them to come in and get this loan to expand?
Possibly, depending on their situation and all. The requirements for management experience and all are somewhat less with this program, but we still would like for them to have some experience with what they're doing or planning to do, and having a good I guess business plan is something that they really need to think about, not just some idea from the clouds that, oh, I think I want to do this, that sounds good. But no, there needs to be a little more to it.
Looking at these loans, you said up to 7 years for the repay back. Again, livestock costs are so high. Is this a good opportunity for someone who wanted to, say, get into the goat industry?
That would be a perfect thing for it. A deal like the goats, I mentioned the niche.
Bees or llamas or, yeah.
Yeah, and basically as long as we're producing an ag product that we have an established market for and they have an outlet for.
Looking at the Farm Bill, is this part of the Farm Bill? Was this added into the Farm Bill? Is this something new?
This is something new. I don't think it had its origins in the last Farm Bill. It's been talked about for some time, and they finally decided that now was the time to finally get it put together and get it out. I look for us to have a fair amount of demand probably around our urban centers like Kansas City, Wichita, people that are maybe wanting to get started in some kind of an ag enterprise.
First step someone needs to take if they're interested in this?
Basically call one of our USDA Farm Service Agency offices in the county where they reside. Those folks can point them to the farm loan office that serves their area. We've got 22 farm loan teams around the state, and go in and visit with them, get an application, and fill it out. And like I said, the amount of paper and all required for one of these is a lot less than our normal operating loan, and that should get them on their way and going.
Anything else that people should know about the loans?
Yeah, there's one item I guess I ought to mention that hasn't come out in a lot of the promotional publicity on this program, and that is the test for credit still applies for this one the same as it does the rest of our loan programs, and that if commercial credit is available to the individual, be it from like a bank, a credit union, or the farm credit system, we're not able to make the loan. We don't compete with them. However, if the loan, they can obtain it through those sources, then you bet we're more than willing to step up and try to help them out. And I might mention the current interest rate on these loans is 1.375%. That does change monthly, but it's still pretty low rate and pretty what I want to say, it's a pretty good deal.
Closed captioning brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff Progress, powered by Kansas farmers.
We'll have plenty more for you tomorrow here on Ag AM in Kansas. We're here every weekday, same time, same station. Or look for us on the web at agaminkansas.com. Eric Atkinson here for K-State Research and Extension.